Yeah.
What up, though? OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Good old Thursday afternoon. So I'm really doing this boy like right now, and I'm about to shoot it to y'all. I want y'all to hit the subscribe button if y'all haven't so far. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in so far, for real, for real. I love the fact that out of anything in the world y'all could be doing, y'all tapping in with me, listening to me tell y'all these wild and crazy stories. Most definitely all true. And like I say, all of them come from first-hand experience or either second-hand experience, right? And a lot of the stories I've been telling y'all thus far, I ain't even left out of my first bid, really, when I'm telling y'all these stories. And I done did 3 of them. So dealing with my first bid, and like I've told y'all about, I don't know, 10 dozen times so far, I get kicked out of Lakeland Correctional Facility in Coldwater, Michigan, and I get shot, or what they call rolled. I know some of the words I be saying, I have to remember certain people don't know my little lingo. So when I say zip, some people don't know that's an ounce of weed. If I say a bow, they don't know that's a pound of weed. You know what I mean? So I got to understand that part. So when I say they shot me, meaning they drove me or they transported me to GR Cotton in Jackson. And I got acclimated to the yard pretty good and pretty fast because I knew some brothers from the prior location. Not to mention, it's just like when you part of a nation, them your brothers. All you got, you come up, you salute them in y'all native tongue. Y'all greet each other. Y'all go over some of the necessary things y'all have to get familiar with each other. And then y'all link up and y'all kind of figure out what position you're going to play on this new yard. If you have the experience within a nation that's as a dignitary or as somebody who held position before, then you keep that position held, right? But what I ended up doing was becoming the assistant palace administrator initially. I graduated from that spot or got promoted, and I actually switched spots with my brother Jamal X. Shout out Jamal X, Jamal Howard. Me and him ended up switching positions. He was tired of the position for one, and I was more qualified for 2. So let's put it like that. Now, I was telling y'all in previous situations about the pay-to-play situation, and pay-to-play simply was, and this was wrong, because I'm saying it right now. I was wrong before I even express it. But my brother, some of the brothers, and one of my brothers, Pep X, we called him Lucci X back then. I'm gonna let him tell that story about the pay to play. But he was extorting homosexuals and dudes that was messing with homosexuals on the prison yard, especially dudes who were supposed to be heterosexual and in heterosexual relationships with women in the streets, right? So we had a brother, used to be a Melanic, right? Now, like I've said before, in Melanic literature, we have a doctrine that says that no Melanic shall knowingly socialize or associate with a known homosexual or informant. And in prisons, that is for a specific reason. That's for a specific reason, you know what I mean? Especially socializing and all that, because it gets too messy, the lines get drawn. There's too many brothers in that line about why they know these homosexuals when they really in relationships with them secretly. Oh, I know him from the streets. I watched him grow up. Me and his people cool with each other. Be lying. The whole time you find out they're in a lover's quarrel, you don't find out until they get in a lover's quarrel and one of them bust the other one upside the head and somebody tell you, no, they don't know each other. They met on the prison yard when he rolled in here and they've been having a relationship since, right? So boom. It was a brother that used to be a Melanic. And like I say, because of the violation of the associating and socializing with known homosexuals and informants, he ended up either stepping down or getting kicked out of the Melanic organization for violation of the homosexuality clause, right? So, just so happened, the dude that he was fond of, in love with, or whatever, got caught up on the yard in the pay-to-play situation. They was extorting him. Thomas X didn't like this, right? Thomas X come, and this is an older brother back then. I don't even know if he home. I want to say he had a long time or was doing all day, and that's probably why he even started subscribing to the homosexual lifestyle, because this wasn't a dude who was homosexual before he entered prison. Let's just say that much. He wasn't known as a homosexual or known as to get involved in homosexual activities prior to his prison experience, right? And I know he had been locked down a long time. So this is my thing. right? When he come to holler at me, because as a palace administrator, it's my job to govern the board of directors. I'm the one who take on all of the issues and put them on the agenda, schedule the board meetings, and decide what's being tabled, what's being talked about, what's being brought up from the last meetings, blah, blah, blah. I'm only 23 years old at the time, man. 22 going on 23 at the time. So I'm fairly young, still don't got a mustache, but I'm governing this board of directors that's comprised of like 40 something brothers. Some of them been locked down 20, 30 years. Some of them never going home. Some of them in there for all type of different crimes, murders, robberies, rapes, you know. So when the brother Tommy says, come to me, he like, hey, brother, see salam. I'm like, my salam, brother. He like, I need to holler at you about something. I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, you know, the brothers over there putting the squeeze move down in level 3, right? Because I'm in level 2 at the time at GR Cotton. He like, the brothers over there in level 3 putting the squeeze plate down on one of my peoples. So I'm like, what you mean? Like, I want to get specifics. I want to know exactly what brothers you talking about, what squeeze play you talking about, and who your people is, right? So they start breaking it down. The brother Lucci X and them, Pep X and them, they over there, and they extorting him, telling him he can't be gay on the yard. And now, mind you, I have been familiarized with the pay-to-play squeeze already. I already knew what it comprised of, and it wasn't just because you was gay. It wasn't that. It was like if you was intertangling with on the yard and bringing homosexual sex on the yard, then that was a problem, because anywhere that you can do it is a violation of everybody else's sanitary situation. You in there either in the shower, in your bunk area, which is all the locations are shared locations, put it like that. They're for everybody to be. It's a common area for everybody. There's no way you can go in there to have sex. That's private. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a violation. So that's how they was putting it down on these dudes. He come to me trying to explain it to me like, yeah, they putting the play down on my man, and like it's his homeboy. I said, so yeah, brother, I'm familiar with what you're talking about already. I already know what you're talking about. I already know that this dude, this little white dude, and it's crazy because in prison, a lot of what I've been saying before, a lot of young white dudes fall prey to the older brothers in the religious organizations. They be walking around like this with their Bible. Hey, praise the Lord. Whole time stroking whole deep penis in one of these boys' butts. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're gay, you're gay. Do your thing. But my thing is, a lot of them dudes got turned out and got squalls. They would rather say, hey, I'm only dealing with one, as opposed to getting gang raped by or gang forced by a bunch of dudes. So Tommy says coming to me, and he explaining to me his situation about how he feel like it ain't cool, it ain't right, and it should be a violation of Atlantic law that he should even be saying something to this homosexual, because why is he socializing or associating with him if it's against the law? And I had to say, well, bro, socializing and associating, meaning y'all spending time together, transaction, or saying, hey, you owe up, this, that, and other, that's not the same thing. So I didn't agree with him there, right? He got a little agitated about what I was saying, because my thing is, I don't even want to hear what you got to say, bro. You was in Atlantic at one point. You were in good standing at one point. You took an oath and pledge to be in good standing and to be a vanguard for the community and be upstanding. Even if you ain't rotating all the time and you ain't coming to meetings all the time, you took a vow for the community, because the Atlantics ain't selfish. They know that the movement and the cause of the people is bigger than just saying I'm a Atlantic and part of an organization. They know it's bigger than this one individual and his needs or his wants or desires, right? So I wasn't trying to hear nothing the brother was saying, because you took an oath and pledge and you violated it to be running up in this young boy's butt. Now you sprung on this dude, you know what I'm saying? And now you want retribution, or you want vindication, or what's fair being brought to this dude, a convicted criminal just like you, me, and everybody else. But you want what's fair, right? And we already know life ain't fair all the time, right? So I didn't want to hear what he was talking about. I didn't want to hear it. He had the nerve to actually, as we get to going back and forth, I'm like, bro, you took an oath and pledge, bro. You up there running up this man, but don't you got a wife in the world? He got mad, like, look, brother, want to get all aggressive and whatnot. Brother, I put in work for this organization. You know what I'm saying? I done wielded my knife for these brothers. I didn't ran the bag up for these brothers. I didn't did this. I done lost business. I didn't went to the hole. I've done this. I've given me all this rundown, and like, it's just like being a rat. At you know, when it comes to that, like, I don't care what solid, I don't care what Butch Jones did way before You know what I'm saying? He tarnished his reputation and became an informant. You understand me? I don't care what Nicky Barnes did before all of that. I don't care what the leader of the Mongols or the head Mongol was doing before they got indicted and he became an informant. Once you tell, and for a real stand-up dude who's supposed to be stand-up and hetero, once you tell and take it up the butt or put it up somebody's butt or in the head or whatever the hell you doing, right? Once you do that, ain't no coming back. There's no coming back to your original status as a stand-up dude when it comes to the code you're supposed to live by. You understand what I'm saying? So let's do this. Let's just say that I was very, very agitated with the brother. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear what you're talking about because usually the payment for violation of such oath and pledge is death. And you know that. You know that. But in this particular case, you just get excommunicated. And I ain't supposed to be talking to you right now because you're a punk lover. And that's really what it was about back then. You in love with a punk. You and your feelings about this punk. You know what the brother had nerve to say to me? I'm man enough to admit I'm messing with boys. I'm man enough to admit I caught feelings for a boy. I love a boy. Yeah. I love him. Yeah. I'm man enough to admit that. Like, are you serious, my baby? Are you actually seriously standing here face to face with a dude who just read Solidarity Brother for the first time, who just read Art of War for the first time, who just read you know what I'm saying, the 48 Laws of Power for the first time? I'm very militant at the time. I'm very serious. I wasn't cursing. I wasn't using the N-word. I wasn't eating pork. I still don't do a lot of, but I don't eat pork still, right? But I was primarily on a no meat diet back then. I was so focused on what I believed in and what I stood for that this dude couldn't have told me nothing about wavering from that and still being stand up. I ain't want to hear it. Sound like you man enough to say that you sold your soul. It ain't like you grew up gay and you always been that way, or you had feelings here and there. No, bro, you was a stand-up dude and a soldier with a woman, and now you up in this boy butt and you talking about you in love now. It'd be different if it was real. You actually have caught feelings and some things developed. No, you on beast mode right now. You was horny. You wanted to dig up in something. You had a flesh lust over this dude. A love of want to, wrap up and get entangled. And my thing is, no matter who you do it with, when your spirit right when you do something, that makes all difference in the world. Your spirit wasn't even right when you entered into this with this dude, bro. You went into a straight for horny beast mode. I want some butt from a man. Might have been a fetish of yours. My whole point is I didn't want to hear how you gonna say to me, man to man, and I'm a stand-up dude. I don't have no blemishes on my record. Hey, look. Anybody that know me, anybody that know Kenny, they call me Big Blood in the street. I'm going to explain why they call me Big Blood one day too, right? Y'all know me. Y'all know very well I stand on what I say I'm about. Ain't nobody ever ran me off, smacked me, punked me, told me I don't owe nobody nothing. My face card good everywhere I go. You understand what I'm saying? I stand on when I say there's rules to this OG stuff. I stand on that when I say I'm OG status, not because I originally deemed myself an OG. Young dogs start calling me OG. I ain't like that at first. It felt like an old title. I ain't feel like I was old enough for that. But I took it on with honors after a dude explained to me why he called me OG, out of respect and love for me. So there's that. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to these dudes about how I feel about doing stand-up stuff, and like I was telling Tommy Sex, I'm explaining it from a perspective of somebody who's not bending or folding on what he say he about. If I said I'm about it, if I said I meant it, I'll die about what I say I'm about. And I didn't appreciate not just Tommy Sex, but a lot of brothers who took oaths and pledges and said they believe in something, but they really don't subscribe to it. You understand what I'm saying? When I took my oath and pledge to be Melanetic, everything I said that I would do for my community, I still do to this day. Even if I never talked to an active member of the Melanetic Islamic Palace of the Rising Sun, I still stand on Melanetic belief system. I still stand on the protocol that kept me and all those brothers founded and spiritually on a moral plane. You had guys that may have made us look bad in defense of the flag sometimes, and sometimes just did their own thing and became renegades. But for the most part, most of these brothers that I know that became part and parcel of the Melanetic Islamic Palace of the Rising Sun, stand-up dudes to this day. And most people that know about Atlantics know that. They know when we say we stand on something, usually the brothers that's, they standing on that. You have a few, like I say, but nah. They know. Like the Marines, the few, the proud, the brave, for real, for real. And I say all that to say, man, I don't care what a person is about. I don't care what your walk of life is. I don't care where you come from or what you say you done in your lifetime, in your past. Once you do something that's in violation of what you say you about, ain't no coming back from that, man. Ain't no coming back to no normalcy from that. You got to be a flunky now, a pawn, because you done did it for the devil. You done sold your soul to the devil. You done became his pawn, his puppet. Why not do it for the flesh? Why not do it for your bro? Do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, man. I had to give y'all that, man, because that was one thing that always stood out. That was one story I always took with me and it always rang in my mind. I'm man enough. I'm man enough. I used to hear that so much, and it messed me up because I was all right with the brother until I found out about that. A lot of dudes didn't know he's messing with them punks until that dude started getting squoze out and he got exposed. Dudes just thought he was just excommunicated, and the dudes that really knew the history knew, but the dudes that was just getting familiar with him, nobody would ever knew. Nobody would ever knew, that. And it ain't about who you dealing with in your sexual urges. It's about how can I trust a man who say he about something and then waver from that because he get a flesh urge or itch he want to scratch. Just ain't 100. It just ain't something I'm with, So I love y'all, man. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, share the content, get in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about it. Am I wrong? Am I right? Was we right? Was we wrong back then? Do you know somebody that this story resonates, remind you of, and kind of trigger you, and it resonates so well with you that you remembering somebody along the lines? Holla at me, man. I love y'all, man. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, advertised from the streets TV. And until next time, I'm out.